Yes, today we are going to start with our chapter 5 of our stories, Daniel's story. Uh, uh, Daniel's story made short. Let us see what chapter 5 has for us. We stopped with the heading of Belshazzar's Banquet. Yeah, so that is the heading of chapter 5. What I do is I just make them more clear, just make Bible stories more clear. We saw chapter 1 of Daniel, we saw chapter 2 of Daniel, we saw chapter 3 of Daniel, then we saw chapter 5 of Daniel. So today we are going to see what chapter 5 has for us. Remember in chapter 4, so if I'm to make some reminders of chapter 4, we saw how King Nebuchadnezzar ran insane and then had a mind of the wild animals, and then he went into wild, so he started eating grass like ox. We saw all that just because of being disobedient to God. Today we are going to see Belshazzar's Banquet. In the last video I told you who Belshazzar is, but still I can tell you more who Belshazzar is. Belshazzar was a son. Okay, to make this clear, some Bibles say, some books say Belshazzar was a grandson to Nebuchadnezzar. Some books say, like this Bible, I have the New Testament Bible. Let me, if I can, it is a New Testament. Okay, I hope you cannot see the Bibles. I lost its back, but I mean its front page, but it is a New Testament Bible. For it says Belshazzar was a son to Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, I just want to make this clear. Like, I don't want to put you in that doubt of who Belshazzar is. Remember, there are two different names. It is only one name, Belshazzar, or Belshazzar, and because it ends with R, you can decide to pronounce R or not. What's the fact? What's the truth? Is Belshazzar Nebuchadnezzar's son or grandson? Because some Bibles say, or some books say, Belshazzar was just a son to Nabonidus. Yeah, the name is it is Nabonidus. Yeah, who was a son to Nebuchadnezzar, then produced Belshazzar. Then Belshazzar is just a grandson to Nebuchadnezzar and a son to Nabonidus. So what's the fact? I just don't want to put you in that doubt. Or what's the fact? Some books say he was a son to Nebuchadnezzar. Some say he was just a grandson to Nebuchadnezzar. I think okay, I'll give you the right answer soon. I'll make sure that I do. I don't want to put you in doubt. Okay, I'll make sure that I ask different people to know the final truth. Okay, let's start with Belshazzar's. Let us just refer to this New Testament book or New Testament Bible, which says Belshazzar was a son to Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar. Let us just say, but keep the other name in your, like, you can keep it somewhere. The name is Nabonidas. Yeah, the name is Nabonidas. That's the name. Okay. Let's continue with our heading. It is called Belshazzar's Banquet. Just like I told you, Belshazzar was a king. Was a king who was so proud, and just like the Babylonian kings or people, they most of them worship small gods. So was Belshazzar. As they were on a banquet, he called 1,000 officials. He called magistrates. He called all the people to attend to this banquet. But you know what happened? Then he ordered. Remember, we saw in chapter 1 that Nebuchadnezzar went to Jerusalem, then captured their treasures. As they were having the banquet, Belshazzar ordered for his men to bring the bowls of gold, silver, and the Bible says we ordered the cups and bowls of silver and gold they captured from Jerusalem temple. Now let's see. If you remember, Jerusalem. If you remember in chapter 1, we saw that Nebuchadnezzar went and raided the Jerusalem temple. Jerusalem, just like I told you, Jerusalem is considered a capital city of Israel, and remember that Israel is formed of 12 tribes, and those 12 tribes were formed by the sons of Jacob. If you know the story of Jacob, you will see that Israel tribes. There were 12 formed by the grandsons and sons of Jacob. I'll go back to that story just soon. I just wanted to remind you, and so that we can be on the same page. Another thing that I would like to remind you is Nebuchadnezzar. We saw this in chapter 1 of Daniel, in my first video about this story of Daniel. We saw that Nebuchadnezzar went and raided Jerusalem, and he took their treasures. Remember, long ago they considered gold, silver to be something of a treasure. So they considered such as treasures. Just like today, people consider money as a treasure. Today, people can consider money as a treasure, and it is a medium of exchange. Long ago, they had gold, silver as a medium of exchange. In order to get something, you could put in gold or silver, then you get what you want. So Nebuchadnezzar never minded. He went in Jerusalem temple and then captured all those goods. I remember long ago temples had such treasures of God, because people could offer them, people could give them out as offertories. Remember, let me just give you as a hint history about the Jerusalem temple. Remember, Jerusalem temple was considered one of the biggest and the holiest temple of God, because it was considered to have been built by the kings of God. The son of David, King Solomon, built it. If we remember very well, David was the one David wanted to build it, but God was like, I want my temple to be built by someone peaceful, someone who is peaceful, not someone a man of war. Remember, David was so powerful, and he could fight a lot of wars. So God was like, my temple should be a peaceful temple. So that became the most holy place Israelites could go and worship in, and most of the nations could come and worship God from that temple. So the temple was so holy. But after 400 years, history says after 400 years, Nebuchadnezzar came and raided the temple. You can see how this man was, how bad this man was. But it is of good news that in the end he knew who God was and he accepted God. So that is the small history about the Jerusalem temple. And so it was built. Then after 400 years, Nebuchadnezzar came and raided it. He took all the treasures. Then he took them back to his homeland. So the Bible says Belshazzar ordered for them so that his guests can have drinks and wine from them. So as they were having the banquet so happily, a mysterious hand came and wrote some words on the plaster wall. So this king saw them, the words saw them, but no one could read them. These words were Aramaic. They were in a language called Aramaic. Remember, we know Babylon had two languages, the Aramaic and the Akkadian. So these words were in Aramaic, but no one could read them. Yet they knew Aramaic language since it was their language, but no one could read them. He ordered for the magicians, wizards, but no one could read these words. This king was so frightened. He was so scared to an extent of shaking. I mean, he had his legs shake. The mother queen heard what was going on in the banquet hall. Then he came out, and the mother queen is a mother to the current king. So he had this and was like, no, Belshazzar, your majesty, you shouldn't be scared, you shouldn't be frightened. There is someone, your father made the chief of magicians, wizard, officials. This man is called Daniel. He made wonders in your father's reign. So the king called for Daniel. Then Daniel came in. The king was like, they have told me you can tell me what these words are. A mysterious hand has come out of the blue, then wrote these words. So let me tell you the words. The words were mene, tekel, palace, or afasin. So these words were in Aramaic. So mene means number, like mene, M-E-N-E, then tekel, T-E-K-E-L, then peles, or afasin. Afasin is, I don't know the proper pronunciation. It is U-P-H-A-R-S-I-N. It could be pronounced Ufasin, I don't know. So then it was like, Your Majesty, these words mean many means number, tekel means weighed, then Ufasin or peles means divided or broken. So Daniel was like, Your Majesty, your father was made a great king, a king who could take life and or give life, a king who was so respected by all nations, but he disobeyed God, and God made him insane or mad. So the king was your father Nebuchadnezzar was taken to wilderness. So Daniel had to tell the king what the dream was. What the writings are. Remember the words are menes, tekel, ufesen, or peles. This was, then it was like, remember the king had said, whoever tells me what it means, whoever who can read these words and tell me what they mean, I'll give him he said, I'll give him a golden chain and then put it around his neck, and then give him the robe of royal purple. These robes are most of the times worn by officials. It is respected robe. So Daniel was like, Your Majesty, don't give me your gifts. Just if you can stay with your gifts and or give them to someone else. Your Majesty, these writings mean menes means number, by which the heavenly God has numbered your days of kingship. Then tekel means weight. You've been weighed on the scale, and it has been proved that you are light, so you are too light. So Ufasin means broken or divided. Your kingdom has been broken or divided. So the Bible says, immediately that very night, Babylon was being attacked by the Medes. I don't know the proper pronunciation, but the Medes, which is MEDES, and Persians. So these people, to tell you a little story about the Medes and Persians. There were two kingdoms, but they allied together. They joined together to make a strong military force. So this was led by Cyrus the Great. To tell you about Cyrus the Great was a king who took over his neighborhood kingdoms or nations, and he was considered one of the greatest military leader. This king was so powerful, brave, and that's why he's called Cyrus the Great. So he was someone too powerful. And remember, they joined together, the Medes and the Persians. So the Bible says immediately Daniel told what these writings mean. These Medes and Persians came and took over the Babylonian nation or kingdom. So they killed this Belshazzar, and remember the Bible says after killing Belshazzar, Daniel was still in Babylon. So Daniel was given to lead. Daniel was given to lead Babylon. To lead it, not being the king, but was made in power, was put in power of Babylon. We shall see in Daniel 6. We shall see all that, how Daniel, in chapter 6, we shall see that the officials of Babylon and other people, other people who had power in Babylon, how they wanted to put Daniel down, all of the power. So for this chapter 5 stops there, and I'll start in the next video. I'll put the chapter 6, which says Daniel in the pit of lions. So we shall see what happened, Daniel being put in the pit of lions, and why was he put in the pit of lions. So if you did not see the videos from chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, you just check in the description of this video. You are going to see the links of those videos. Thank you very much for watching.